how'd y'all end up in Charleston?
How did we end up in Charleston? It was a 3-year search, really, and it all began with us wanting to leave where we were in New Jersey and trying to find a place where we could feel, I don't want to use the word comfortable, but where we could feel like we could have access to the same things that we were used to. And that's a scary thing when you're, leaving a place like New Jersey, because it's very family. It's very family oriented. You not only lived there your whole life, but your grandfather lived there too, and your grandmother, right? Yes. Holly's from the area originally, yes, where we came from.
And it also had to meet certain criteria.
Yeah.
We had a checklist of things that were, we discussed as a family what was important, and then obviously as parents what's important, and Charleston certainly was on the checklist.
There were about 5 places that we had listed, and we had just took a sheet of paper out and we listed all the things that we, like I said, come from a place like New Jersey, you have access to a lot of things. And so we started listing the things that we were looking for, and Charleston just kept coming up, and for some reason we resisted it, and I don't know why, I can't tell you why, but we just kept saying, no, well, that's an anomaly, like this is a better place. This is better. And I visited all of them, and when I came here, it was immediate. It was immediate, and not only did it exceed what we had expected when we moved down here, but our lifestyle just improved dramatically from everything that we could ever have imagined. I mean, in every way.
All aspects.
Well, talk about you moved kids down here, and I know that from dealing with moving people down here over the years is a very difficult thing, and you moved kids that were varying ages yes, down away from their home, and how has that been?
And their friends.
And their friends and all
else.
that.
Yeah. Well, first off, they're good kids, and kids are very resilient. I don't think adults give kids enough credit. Yeah. Change is good.
Yep.
And this was a great change. The school systems are outstanding. The teachers, the schools themselves, very welcoming, very easy to get involved and enrolled. And the offerings, I think the offerings are phenomenal. As far as some of the charter schools that you have access to, the courses within the normal public schools that we're zoned for are phenomenal.
Yeah.
So there's
arts program is incredible
to draw
here.
from.
The choir, Jesse's in the choir, one of the top choruses in the nation. They're all involved in stuff that they probably wouldn't otherwise be involved in if we hadn't moved here at the level that they're at. And something that Holly said I'll touch on real quick. I think that not only do people not give kids enough credit, but what I've learned, I'm a coach, so I work with kids all the time, and one of the things that I can tell you about kids is that they thrive where their parents thrive, not the other way around.
Good point.
Kids want to go where their parents are going to do well, because then they're happy. Kids can adapt to anything. I mean, you look at kids during World War II and bombed out parts of the world, and they were playing in the street and figuring out how to have fun, because that's what their job is. So they'll have fun, no matter where they are. But if their parents aren't doing well, if they're working 2 jobs to try to pay the bills, if they're stressed at home, if they're not living the lifestyle that they really want to live, it's really difficult for the kids to be happy.
Well, one question I get asked all the time, and people moving from the north or they're moving from Ohio or wherever, is how do Southern people accept you, or how has that been for you?
You're a Southern guy. I don't know. It's like awesome.
People here, that was one of the first attractions. Was
crazy.
Everybody was welcoming and warm and friendly.
We've been invited to more Christmas parties. I play football with Holly. We play together every Saturday morning at 9:30. Our daughter plays, Jessie, and there's a small group of 40 people, and they're all close, intimate friends. That go beyond playing football, and then of course our own neighborhood right here, and trick or treating and everything that we do. Right, it's just. And don't get me wrong, we still maintain a lot of our friendships from where we came from, and obviously our family's there. But one of the things that we learned is that this has worked out for them, because they get to come down and visit in a great place. And they go to, downtown Charleston is, Jessie, our oldest daughter, she'll be 16 in February, and she went to France, 3 years ago? 2 years ago? 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years this summer.
And said that she prefers Charleston to Paris.
Wow.
And you know, and she speaks French, so it's not like, you know, she gets it, but she just said Charleston has got a much better music scene, a vibe. It's energetic, it's cleaner, it's more manageable. The music scene is second to none. The food scene is second to none. I mean, what's not to love? I mean, what's today? We're a week before Christmas, and this is what I'm wearing, folks. I mean, are you kidding me?
I know, this is actually a little cool today for this time of year.
You know, people say, well, how could you possibly move down there? And I said, it would have been irresponsible for me not to move down there. Am I right?
Yeah, we locked you up.
I mean, how do you not? I mean, you know, what we pay in taxes here, can I say it?
Sure.
4-bedroom house, right? We got a nice house here. We're on an acre. This is my backyard, okay? I got a workshop. We're 1.5 miles to 2 separate beaches, 10 minutes to downtown, and we pay less than $1,100 a year in property tax. That's $1,100 for you people in New Jersey, Connecticut, not 11,000, 1,100. Crazy. It's crazy.
Well, tell me, y'all been here a little while now. What are some of some things that y'all do as a family and, you know, separately that you really enjoy Charleston for?
We get right into that rut. We go to Sullivan's a lot. We play football on IOP. We love to go downtown.
Yep.
And the fact that downtown is so manageable. You can drive downtown quickly, you can park easily, and you can walk pretty much the whole city. And then be out in time to go to bed at a normal time.
We ride our bikes every night after dinner.
Love to ride.
And Holly and I go for a walk every day. You know, Bob, you know, one of the main reasons I came down here was to write. And I know when you come from a place that's so high pressure, I guess you might say, where you know, you're just constantly working and trying to pay the bills, and it's really tough to do those sorts of things. And especially if you're trying to break into it. Well, I've been here, you sold us a house. How long have we been here? 3 years? Not even.
No, not quite yet. Right at it. Yeah. Well, no, next summer.
No, this is the second Christmas.
Second Christmas.
Second Christmas. So I just started working on my 3rd book. First one's published, second one I'm shopping out now, and I just started working on my 3rd. So, you know, what do we do here? I mean, whatever you want. And it's just, when you don't have the same financial stresses, and when you have the kind of a lifestyle that allows you to do the things that you really want to do, you can't miss. You can't help but thrive. You know, and we're not lazy people. I think that's the problem. If you're a hard worker and you're living in a place where you're working, you know, a whole week just to pay your property taxes,
basic essential utilities,
it becomes, you know, very prohibitive. And so those things that you want to do are only dreams, and they remain dreams. You come to a place like this and you can make it a reality. And that's really what I found for us. I volunteer. I'm volunteering when I'm done. I'm going to help deliver bleachers for the choir tonight. I built a car for the school play. Went and spoke to a group of inner city kids. I just constantly volunteering, getting involved because we have the time. And that's really important to us. You know, Holly does a lot with people. So, you know, as much as I would have liked to do it in other places, you just constantly working, and it becomes really difficult. So I guess the most important piece of information that I could give to anybody who's thinking about moving, you know, not down the street or to another town in the county or to another, you know, neighborhood, but, you know, from the north to the south or from the Midwest to the south where we are, is there's no reason to be afraid. I mean, that's really the best. There's nothing to be fearful of. You won't miss anything.
You're not jumping off a cliff.
You're not jumping off a cliff. One of the biggest questions people ask us is they go, okay, but what about schools? They go, they have schools in Charleston, South Carolina. There are schools here. In fact, we have the #1 principal in America where Jesse goes to high school, Wando High School.
I think Academic Magnus #4 in the country.
Yeah, Academic Magnus is #4 school in the country. The elementary schools here are fantastic. I mean, just absolutely fantastic, from the involvement from the principals to the elementary school teachers to the volunteers to the PTA. How many people are on the PTA?
It's huge.
It's huge. You know, and so all the things that you would need to thrive, you know, the things that you're fearful of maybe for your kids. You know, I want them to have access to, you know, good health, good MUSC. I mean, you can't beat this area for quality of life. So the best advice I could give is don't be afraid. And the next best advice is, and I mean this sincerely, is call Bob Brenneman. It sounds like a commercial, but I did, and I told you I did because when I looked through all the different websites and looked through all the different real estate companies, you just came across as a guy who really was gonna look at me as you cared about me as a person. And again, I don't mean to sound corny, but it's just you know, it's genuine, and that's why we moved here. We moved here for real people. We moved here. We didn't want, you know,
the flash.
Smiles.
We don't want flash.
You know,
we wanted.
If you don't like me, don't smile at me. You know, and so we came down here with you, and you told me everything about the area and showed me the different schools, the pros and the cons, and what we had to watch out for and what we had to look for, and that was really valuable for us because you've lived here your whole life, and so
you pointed us in the right direction as far as neighborhoods and location. I mean, we knew we were going to spend more time at the beach than we were, you know, somewhere else.
And
so
we definitely scored on this.
We
place.
scored.
I mean,
big.
This was crazy.
Scored big.
The people that are watching this can't see what's around us.
But I think you were on your way out to dinner or something, weren't you? When I called you, I'm like, Bob, I'm sitting in front of a house, and I think it's awesome. Can we, you know? And then you showed it to me. I mean, we closed in 30 days from that day. It was like made an offer, they accepted, done, moved in, renovated it. Christmas Eve, we
moved in
just because I renovated most of it myself, and so Christmas Eve was our first night in the house,
which is pretty special.
That was.
And we're rolling right up on that right now.
So yeah, and so I think that to write down your list of things, this is what's important. School. Well, if you look at Charleston County, you look at schools. If you look at some areas, very specific areas, just like anywhere in the country, I don't care if you're in Chicago, you know, where we come from in New Jersey, LA, I don't care where you come from, you're going to find high crime rates in some spots.
Right.
You're going to find poorer than average schools in some spots. That's everywhere. But where we are, all I can speak is to where we are in Mount Pleasant. You have a rating of a scale of 1 to 5. We're 5 in all the schools. You know, crime rate is almost non-existent here. Wando High School, #1 principal in America. The one of the top choruses in the country, which our daughter's involved, so that's important to us. And
the band is.
And I believe the band has been national.
Wando High School is typically one of the top 15 public high schools in the United States, which I mean,
I'm going today to volunteer. It's just
it's an incredible school.
It's incredible. It's incredible. The staff is just incredible.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thank the Broncos. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
See y'all down here.
All right, there you go. There you go, y'all.